Hello my friends and welcome to this video. In this video I'm gonna take you through what is known as the Harbingers and the Luyia Harbingers, to be specific. This is the topic that sometimes tend to defy the scientific explanation. So watch the video to the end and find out what are these Luyia Harbingers. And in case you find the video interesting, kindly please give the video a thumbs up, right? Let's get down to it. Now, what is a harbinger? Harbinger can be described as something that gives an anticipatory sign of what is to come or what has already happened, right? Harbinger can be a human being, can be an animal, harbinger can be anything else. Harbinger can just be a happening. So we have different kinds of harbingers, and let's start with the harbinger of death. Harbinger of death is a death sensor, something that senses death and informs the society or informs the people. And the harbinger of death we're gonna discuss today is an owl. This round-eyed bird with the face like a cat, rarely seen during daytime. It prospers in the darkness, so it moves around at night. So why is the harbinger owl the most feared harbinger? It is believed that this is the most accurate harbinger of death. Whenever it predicts death, it occurs. Whenever it senses death, it eventually occurs. So it acts like a motion sensor. Whenever there is a movement in the darkness, the sensor normally goes off. By doing so, it alerts the people that there is movement. So whenever these owl senses death, it alerts the society. So in normal circumstances, an owl normally produces sound like any other bird. It screams, it shrieks, it barks, it whistles, it chirps. It actually produces several sounds. But the moment it produces a hoot sound, woo, woo, that hoot sound indicates an impending death. So whenever an owl produces a hoot sound, this sound always sends shock waves in the spines of the people. Now to prevent this to happen, you normally pick a firebrand. We call it sikenga, a burning stick with the fire at the end. Sikenga. You take that firebrand and hurl towards an owl. So the moment an owl flies away in the darkness, it is believed that the evil spirit that could have caused death have actually fled away with an owl. Are we together? So by doing so, you have prevented a death. So the moment an owl starts to produce that hoot sound, people normally wakes up immediately, even if you are in a deep sleep. you will wake up and do the necessary, and by doing so you will have prevented disaster. Let's move to the second death harbinger, and this is a human being. Human beings are also harbinger. We have these people in the society who predicts, the soothsayers. The soothsayers, they are called soothsayers. These people could foresee an impending death and alert the society. They could predict an impending danger and inform the society. They could bless or curse. Man like Maina Wanaluke. The Kalenjins are prosperous today as a result of the prediction he made, the blessing prediction he actually made in a gathering that he had been convened to discuss his elder son, who was caught red-handed in affair with one of his wives. So Maina Wanaluke convened a gathering called Teso leaders, Masava, the Gisu leaders, the Kalenjin leaders, and Bukusu to discuss the behavior of his son. So two communities, Bukusu and Teso, ruled in favor of his son, but the Masavas, the Gisus and Kalenjins ruled against his son. So Maina blessed the Kalenjins. He told them they will rear many cattle, will have men, will drink a lot of milk. That's why today you see murisik. In Kalenjin, every home has got murisik. That is a blessing from Maina Wanaluke. They are good athletes, the world beaters, in fact the record holders of various specialties in athletes. They sell, they export tea. They are actually prosperous. This is as a result of the blessings predicted by Maina Wanaluke. So a human being is also a harbinger, can foresee death, can foresee disasters that is about to happen. The third harbinger of death is food, ugali. When you cook ugali and serve on a plate, this traditional plate called sideru, made from some pliable twigs or palm twigs, and then smeared outside. When you place ugali on sideru and it appears to have the crack on top at the center, that is an indication of grave. Someone is about to die and a grave will be dug within the society. So when that one happened, that cracking appears on ugali, the elders will sit down, make some animal sacrifice, and collect some traditional herb and cleanse the society so as to put the evils of death at bay. By doing so, the death is prevented in the society. So an old soothsayers and ugalis are three harbingers of death that predicts an impending death. Now let's go to the fourth harbinger of death, and this is the encirclement of the sun by a ring-like rainbow with grey clouds inside. Encirclement is a military term, but can also be used here. So the encirclement of the sun indicates that someone famous someone senior member of the society or a king has actually died. So when you see that encirclement on sky and you haven't heard of any deaths, just start inquiring and you will be told where there is actually funeral. So the encirclement of the sun can be described as the old media house. The encirclement used to inform about the deaths that has already happened, unlike the first three harbingers which predicts the impending deaths. Encirclement is today's CNN, Al Jazeera, France 24, Sky News, and what have you. So encirclement of the sun is considered a harbinger. Let's move to the other harbinger. Let's move to the other harbingers, and we move to the harbingers of hunger. What happens in Luyia society to predict that indeed there is an impending hunger, or in future things are not well in terms of food storage. Number one harbinger of hunger is tree producing fruit. So when you see the fruit producing trees producing many fruits than usual way, it is an indication that in future there is a devastating hunger, so get prepared. It is actually a way of Mother Nature trying to save her children from hunger. Okay? So these fruits, okay, these trees are producing enough fruits to feed people in future. Okay? So when there is no hunger, tree producing fruits normally produces average fruits, little or average. But the moment you see a tree like a mango, avocado, a guava, full of flowers, in fact you don't even see leaves, you only see flowers. That is a clear, that is a red flag. In fact, that is a red flag that in future, in Kubaya, in future, in future, Nikumbi, get prepared. The tree is actually telling the society that I am your mother, I'm gonna feed you with fruits in future. There is no food. So a fruit producing tree is also considered a harbinger, but a harbinger of hunger in this case. The next harbinger is a bird. There is this bird called Wefweko, and the name was actually adopted from the way it normally chirps, or it normally produces that sound. That sound, it produces sounds like the word Wefweko. It chirps like this. Wefweko, Wefweko, Wefweko. So people sat down and listened to the bird keenly and listened, and then said, this bird is saying, Wefweko, Wefweko. It is like saying, what's up, my brother or my sister? Or excuse me, my brother or my sister. Things are not good. So this bird appears and disappears. It can even disappear for 10 years without being around. And the moment that bird senses that there is a hunger, impending hunger in real land, it normally comes to alert the people. When you hear it singing all the time, Wefweko, 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 that is an indication of an impending hunger. Still on the birds, we have another bird. Actually, I tried to search for an English word for that bird, but I didn't get. Still on bird, we have another bird. We call it lidunyu. It's black, but with a red neck. It's called lidunyu. Whenever this bird appears, that is a clear indication that it is a harvesting time. Prepare your granary, repair your granaries, repair your store, prepare a place to store food. It is harvesting time. We go to the other harbinger of hunger, and this is children. When the children start scrambling for food, or when the children start scrapping the remains of ugali, when you cook ugali, there is those remains that remains on the side of the pan, on the side of a hafka. The pan or the pot which is used to cook ugali or to prepare ugali is normally called a hafka. So after cooking ugali, there is the remains that smear on the sides or stick on the sides or the bottom. So when you see the children scrapping those ugali crisps, it is an indication of an impending hunger. That shows that children are already not getting satisfied after eating. So that is also a red flag and is considered as harbinger of hunger. So just stay aside and watch the behavior of your children during eating time. We move to the next harbinger, and this is fire. Why is fire considered a harbinger, and is a harbinger of what? What does fire predicts? When you are cooking, we normally cooks in 3 stones, leave alone the modern way of cooking where people uses gas stoves or jikos that never produce flames. When you use firewoods and 3 stones, mica, call them mica, and then it reaches a point and the fire behaves in abnormal way. The fire protrudes outside and produces a hissing sound like shh. You must have, if you have cooked in the 3 stone cooker, you have experienced that. That is an indication of visitors. The visitors are coming. So the fire is alerting you. Even if you are cooking right now, you will still have to cook again because visitors are coming. Now, if you are not ready to receive the visitors, you will target that firewood that is producing, that firewood that fire originates from. You take that firewood and drop it in water so that it can go off. That is when you are not ready to receive the visitors. The moment you do that, or you take that firewood and then you dip in the ash, you remove, you back and forth till the fire goes off. By doing so, you have demoralized visitors whenever they are planning to come, whenever they are from. They get demoralized about that journey and they start procrastinating. That is when procrastinating begins. Should we visit or should we not? Okay, putting off of that fire causes procrastination to the visitors whenever they are. Still on visitors, we have another harbinger called chicken. How does chicken predict the coming visitor? When you see 2 chickens or 3, 2 or more chickens at standstill, it's like they are whispering. We normally say it's nyana. Chicken are whispering. When chicken whispers, it indicates that visitors are coming. Right? The moment you see chickens at standstill, like listening to each other, that is considered as a prediction that visitors are about to visit us. Again, if you are not ready to receive them and you want them to procrastinate, separate them or disperse them. But if you are ready to receive the visitor, just let them be. Okay? Just let them be. Another prediction by chicken at night. You know, chicken normally produces a crowing sound and a clacking sound. But there is another strange sound that chicken produces at night, like this. If you have reared traditional chicken, you have heard that sound at night. That is an indication that there is either a night runner outside or a wild animal is outside. The chicken is alerting you to take the necessary action. Okay, so chicken is also considered as a harbinger. Still on visitor, and this is the last one on visitors. There is this green grasshopper. Green, the wings are green, thorax, abdomen, all is green. It is not a grasshopper as such, but it belongs to the family of grasshopper. But this one is green, like green army. In Kenya, we have a green army is actually a sporting term. Kenyans knows when I say green army, what I mean. Green army. So this grasshopper in Uganda is a delicacy. It has a season of it, and people normally make a kill from it. Those who harvest it, we see the hawkers, machinga. Kule Tanzania wanaitwa machinga. Kule Dar es Salaam Arusha iswe nene. Kule kwa kina Sukuyo like a grasshopper, but it is a bit polite. Very polite, green but very polite. I think this politeness is the quality that it doesn't share with our green army here in Kenya. On a light note, my friends from green army. So whenever you see this insect called isuenene inside the house, that is an indication that visitors are about to visit you, so get prepared. Again, we have a way to make the visitors procrastinate on the visit, or you let them visit. So if you want them to visit, just leave it be in the house. But if you want the visitors to procrastinate about the visit, you pick it. It's always polite. You can just move your hand slowly and pick it, throw it outside, right? That is also a harbinger. The other harbinger, and this is I think the harbinger of season, is the cooling water in the pot. Normally water cools to a desired degree, but the moment it cools almost to the freezing point, that is an indication. If this is happening during dry season, simio. Dry season is called simio. if this happens during dry season, that is an indication that it is about to rain, so be ready. So water cooling in the pot, isiongo, is also a harbinger, but in this case a harbinger of weather. We have I think the last and the final harbinger that I prepared for today's video. We actually not limited to these harbingers. We have many other harbingers, but I just picked on the basics one. So the final harbinger for this video is also harbinger of season, and this is a bird, and this bird is called Likui. If Likui is one, but if two or more, as they always move together, are called Makui. They create a very good scenery when they pass. Even children enjoys them a lot, and they even have a song that they normally sing whenever Makui passes. And this song, I remember it. It goes like this: they place their hands here, and then they shake like the way Makui waves their wings, and they sing Makui kui mweyale herwe munyuma, Makui kui mweyale herwe munyuma. The song actually says that Makui are passing, but the one behind is a newly married bride. Is a newly bride. Omwea is newly married bride. So what does Makui signify? Makui, the English word of Makui should be Kavirondo stalks. Kavirondo stalks. So when Kavirondo stalks passes, they normally passes from west to east, from Mumbo to Bukwe, west to east, Mumbo to Bukwe. Actually, Bukwe is where the sun rises from and sets in Mumbo in the west. And here some people normally get confused about the word Bukwe, or the name Bukwe, and the word Hukwa. People confuse and think that the sun sets in the east in Bukwe, because Hukwa and Bukwe almost sound the same, but in real sense, Luyia does not set in Bukwe. Luyia does not kwa in Bukwe, but kwa in Mumbo. Sun does not set in east, but sets in west. Okay, I think that is clear. So whenever this Kavirondo stalks crosses western and moves to the east, this normally happens. Late in the year, or early in the year, in January, or sometimes even late in January. So it normally happens between late December, early January, or late January. That is when they crosses to the east. Whenever they crosses, that is an indication of cultivation. They are informing the people to start cultivating. It is cultivation, land preparation. Okay, that is a sign of land preparation. So people normally stay rested, just watching the sky, because December is always dry season, and January is dry as well. So there is no much activity, because people of Western normally practices subsistence farming. And in farming, when there is no rain, that means there is no much activities to be done in the garden. The stalks, so Makui, stays in the east for about a month or two. Thereafter, They normally, the moment they sense
the
the smell of
east.
the rain, to the west rather, they normally crosses back to the lakeside. West in Luyia is Mumbo, and Mumbo means the lakeside. They normally crosses back to the lakeside, and the moment they does that, that is an indication that the rain, not the rain actually, but the planting season is here. Prepare your seeds. Prepare your seeds and seedlings. Right? So Amakui, the birds are also considered the harbingers of season according to the Luyia people. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the harbingers I wanted to share with you in this video. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Kindly in the comments below, tell me your community and what are some of the harbingers in your community. If we share some, also you can tell in the comments below. I hope to meet you again here in the next video, and stay safe till we meet.